Hey yo, what's good, Wrestling Renegades? You've just crashed into the heart of VK Punk Wrestling, your soon to be recognized hub for all things pro wrestling and sports entertainment, where the slams are seismic, the drama's electric, and the passion is straight up untamed. I am your chaos conductor, Vin C Punk, ready to catapult you into a breakdown of last night's Monday Night Raw, fresh off a wild ride of WWE Backlash. Buckle up because it is about to get rowdy. If your pulse is pounding, crush that thumbs up button, obliterate that subscribe button, and smash that bell icon to never miss a beat of what we got going on here at VK Punk Wrestling. You can catch us on X, Facebook, and TikTok, all under the same name for exclusive shorts and reels that'll keep you in the ring. You want to stock my personal chaos? Follow me, Vin C Punk, on all of those platforms as well. VK Punk Wrestling, we the ones for wrestling content. Let's give a quick hype for the champ. Big props to our two-time VK Punk Wrestling channel champ, AK Havoc. That belt was this close to being mine, but War Games came down to one match. Our picks were neck and neck. Congrats, Havoc. You're holding the gold for now. The Saturday night's main event is less than 2 weeks out. And I'm coming for that title because it should have been me. It should have always been me. Watch your back, champ. Anyway, before we dive into any of that chaos, though, let's shine a light on our partner and sponsor at Capco Championship Belts, crafting hardware so jaw-dropping it'd make even Stone Cold weak in the knees. From WWE to UFC to boxing to custom designs, their belts are the ultimate flex, shining brighter than a pyrotechnic explosion at WrestleMania. You got a dream tile in mind? Their mastermind Abdul is like the Shawn Michaels of belt making, smooth, precise, and always stealing the show. Our custom title for the channel should be shipping out tomorrow, I hope. I got good photos of that on our socials. It's looking real good, man. But they also got tees, masks, hats, jackets, you name it. It's all straight fire. Swing by their website, www.capcointernational.com, to scope their lineup and drop a Vin sent me or a VK Punk sent me. Their Facebook and email are in the credits to this very video. Their gear hits harder than a choke slam through a table. All right, thanks, Capgos. All right, now let's get into the ring and terror into Monday Night Raw. Raw kicks off with a somber memorial graphic for the late and great Sabu. What a tragedy that was. Followed by Michael Cole hyping the night's stat card as we see heavyweights like the Judgment Day, AJ Styles, Io Sky, Julia, Roxanne Perez strutting into the arena. We jump straight into a recap of last week's main event chaos with Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, and Sami Zayn. And CM Punk. Speaking of Punk, he's the first to hit the ring, the crowd popping loud as he strikes a Sabu pose on the apron before he gets into the ring, I'm sorry. Mike and Andy soaks in the Kentucky energy, declaring it's great to be alive, but admitting he's been fuming since WrestleMania. Punk's his own worst enemy, he says, calling out Paul Heyman's latest portrayal. Paul's a fat little snake, he snarls, dubbing Seth Rollins a T-Moo CM Punk. He's ready for a fight, inviting Heyman to the ring for what he warns will be his final words. Seth's music hits instead, and Punk quips, Seth's just a song, and eventually that bell's gotta ring. Heyman hands Seth a microphone, but the crowd drowns him in boos at first. Seth fires back, calling Punk the king of selfishness, saying Punk made Heyman's life hell en route to Mania, only to cry betrayal now. Seth brands Punk scum and blames him for his own title drought. Punk snaps back, vowing Seth will never hold gold while Punk is standing. Seth calls Punk a pain freak, basically obsessed with playing mind games, playing the martyr, and offering to make him one permanently. Enter Braun Breaker, storming to the ring to ambush Punk. But Punk fights back with a kick and a double leg takedown, but Breaker overwhelms him. In the corner, Sami Zayn charges in to even the odds, and the brawl spirals into chaos. Jey Uso joins in when Punk's crew is reeling, but Seth and Braun take him down. Punk and Zayn grab chairs, clearing the ring as the heels scatter. So this was a really good segment, and of course, it gets a huge yay. This segment was pure dynamite, even if the ending got a tad sloppy with all the bodies flying. The Punk Seth feud feels like it's been done to death, but this still crackled with intensity. Punk's Raw promo set the tone. His self-loathing and Heyman's jabs were gold. Seth's venomous response kept the high heat, and the crowd was eating it up. Bringing in Breaker and Zayn kind of diluted the main rivalry a bit, but it smartly tied the Brawler storyline together, setting up a tag match for Saturday night's main event between Punk and Zayn and Seth and Breaker. The chair swing and finish had the arena buzzing, and Zayn's reliability as a babyface anchor shone through. This wasn't perfect, but it was a hell of a way to kick off Raw, advancing multiple arcs with high stakes energy. Can't wait to see how this tag match pops off. Zayn is always money, and I'm torn on my prediction. So next we revisit Backlash, where El Grande Americano cost Penta his match against Dominic Mysterio. Penta's entrance hits for his bout with Chad Gable, but we cut to commercial break. When we come back from break, Gable's in the ring when Pat McAfee's music blares. He's joining Cole on commentary. Penta starts hot, but Gable fires back with vicious chops for a near fall. Gable controls the pace, taunting Penta by tugging at his mask, which McAfee vehemently denies links to Grande Americano. McAfee is going on and on about how Chad Gable and El Grande Americano are two different people. Penta flips the script at this point, however. Gable counters a dive with a flying headbutt. Post-commercial, Penta halts all of Gable's momentum with a super kick, stringing together a fiery sequence. Gable reverses a Penta driver into a bridge German suplex for a near fall. Penta catches Gable a flying headbutt with a mid-air code breaker, follows with chops and a backstabber, but Gable lands a moonsault for another near fall. After a flurry of reversals, Gable locks in an ankle lock, but Penta rolls through. Gable sets up a superplex, but Penta fights back, hitting a Panama Sunrise or the Mexican Destroyer for the win. So, of course, this match was a banger from start to finish. Penta's Luchador Supernova and Gable's proving he's criminally underutilized. The chemistry here was unreal. Gable matched Penta's high-flying pace with technical precision, making every chop and suplex feel like a war. The mass taunting spot added spicy layer to Gable's heel work, and Penta's comeback pops were electric. McAfee commentary around about Grande Americano was hilarious, keeping the mystery alive without derailing the action. Gable lost, but he looked like a star, holding his own against a luchador elite. This was a showcase of two guys who deserve bigger spotlights, delivering a match that felt big time, despite no title on the line. Major yay again for both men. A video promo from Julie and Roxanne Perez declares that the women's division is unsafe, targeting Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Roxanne calls her duo the future. Backstage, the Judgment Day lounges, sans Liv Morgan, because she's off filming. Dom's odd time zone remark gets mocked by JD McDonough, and when Dom questions Finn Balor's hesitation at Backlash, Finn shuts him down, vowing to handle AJ Styles tonight. Commentary recaps Pat McAfee's brutal Backlash clash with Gunther, earning Pat a standing ovation. The New Day joins commentary as a tag match begins between the Creed brothers and the War Raiders. The Raiders dominate early, but the Creed's quick tags and teamwork shift the momentum. The crowd chants New Day sucks as the Creeds isolate Eric. After a break, both teams trade brutal blows. The New Day's ringside antics distract, letting the Creeds capitalize with a Brutus ball for the win. This also gets a yay. And this was probably the worst segment of the whole night. This tag match was solid, however, with the Creed showing they're ready for a title shot, and every time I see the Creeds in the ring, I love them just a little bit more. They are really showing how well they are, and they need to be utilized better than they are. The crisp teamwork and athleticism popped, especially against the War Raiders' raw power. The New Day's involvement was a slight buzzkill. Their commentary felt more like a sideshow than a story driver, but it set up a future tension. The Creed's win was well-earned, and that Brutus Ball finish got a big reaction. This wasn't a show stealer, but it advanced the tag division and gave the Creeds a much needed spotlight. Yay for the Creed's rise, with a small boo for the New Day's overbearing presence. So next we get the Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, and Braun Baker regrouping backstage, and Seth promising Breaker one more surprise tonight. Jey Uso preps for his entrance, but gets ambushed by Logan Paul. That's a recap from last week. Jey hits the ring, though, this week, firing up the crowd with his signature energy. He calls out Logan for ducking him, hyping their Saturday night's main event clash. Gunther interrupts, though, mocking Jey, his whole title reign, and announcing that the winner of Jey versus Logan will face him next. Jey claps back, referencing that WrestleMania tap-out win over Gunther. The segment ends with Jey just standing tall. So this kind of gets a yay. Whoops. Jey Uso is starting to get some star power, and that is undeniable. And this segment cemented him as a believable kind of main eventer. His banter with Gunther was fire, and Jey's confidence felt earned, not forced. And Gunther's shaken demeanor a little bit added depth to his usually unshakable aura. The tease of Gunther versus Jey 2, or Jey versus Logan? No, or it would be Gunther versus Logan, has me hyped for next month. Jey's catchphrase are still a little bit much for me, guys. They're starting to become overbearing. But the crowd loves them for some reason, and he's shedding the underdog label fast. Gunther's promo was an A+ as always, setting up for a high-stakes future clash. So, yay for Jey's growth and Gunther's subtle vulnerability. This feud is going to be a banger. So next, we get Io Sky, a Japanese promo, rips into Julia and Roxanne, followed by a heartfelt Sabu tribute video, with the crowd chanting, "Thank you, Sabu," in the background. We cut backstage to Ludwig Kaiser interview, but it gets cut short when Braun Breaker attacks Jey Uso again backstage, with Sami Zayn rushing in to see if he was okay, right? So then after that, we cut Finn Balor enters with we cut to the arena, and Finn Balor makes his entrance with Carlito and JD McDonough. No Dom, though. Facing AJ Styles, this match is a clinic. Both men trading holds and mirroring each other's veteran savvy. Finn controls early, but AJ lands a dropkick, sending Finn outside. Post-break, Finn's in charge until AJ hits a high kick, backbreaker, and a near fall. The match builds with reversals, a calf crusher in Finn's 1916 attempt. JD's distraction backfires, and Penta arrives, taking out Carlito and JD on the outside, one of them with a destroyer. AJ capitalizes with a phenomenal forearm for the win. This definitely gets a yay. Holy hell, what a match. AJ Styles and Finn Balor delivered a masterclass, leaning on their Bullet Club history for emotional weight. Every sequence felt like a callback to their New Japan days with crisp counters and escalating stakes. The crowd's "This is awesome" chants were 100% deserved. This was a pay-per-view caliber match, and Penta's run-in was perfectly timed, tying back to his Backlash beef with the Judgment Day without stealing the spotlight from the match. Finn looked strong in defeat, and AJ's win felt monumental. Yay. Again, for a match that'll be tough to top and remind why these two are living legends. So Becky Lynch hits the ring post-Backlash, sitting on the turnbuckle with a mic. She claims Lyra Valkyria didn't beat her. Becky was the real victor, because Becky got to go home and have some whiskey or something, and Lyra went to the hospital, even though she won the match. You can see they used the word hospital and not local medical facility, saying Becky says she carried them only to be rejected when she succeeded. Becky vows to make everyone feel what it's like to be held down by the man moving forward. So I didn't really go too far on that, but it definitely gets a yay. Because Becky was on fire here, channeling her peak the man energy with a vicious edge. Her promo was a gut punch, flipping the crowd's love into fuel for her heel turn. The lack of a clear next step only adds intrigue. Where does she go from here, man? This felt like a pivotal moment, raw and unfiltered, with Becky owning every second of it. Yay for a promo that left the arena buzzing and set up endless possibilities. So next we get like a little vignette for Rusev. Kind of says he never wanted to hurt Otis, subtly shading uh, AEW a little bit while hyping his dominance. Tozawa demands a match with Rusev backstage. He's talking to Adam Pearce, but Sheamus walks up and sets up a bout with Grayson Waller for next week instead. Commentary's hype flexes next week's card, Money in the Bank qualifiers, AJ and Penta versus Finn and JD, Sheamus versus Waller, and Jay versus Breaker. Julia's entrance is the next thing that kicks off when we get back to the arena, followed by Roxanne Perez, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley. With the crowd hitting 110 decibels for Mommy when they had the little decibel thing. And Rhea got a good reaction last night. The four-way match is chaos, however, with Io controlling Roxanne early, Julia unloading on Io, and Rhea cleaning house after a hot tag. The action spills outside with reversals, kneel falls, and wild top rope sequence. Rhea seals it with a riptide on Julia, and she and Io share a tense stare down with Io raising her title and Rhea just kind of looking at it, staring at it. Mommy wants that title back. It's going to be good, man. Io and Rhea are probably the two best right now. It's so good to see people like Julie and stuff coming up, though, because they are also really good. This main event gets a yay. What an absolute barn burner. Matching and maybe even surpassing the AJ and Finn match from earlier that I thought was going to be hard to beat. All four women brought their A game. Julia's intensity, Roxanne's cunning, Io's aerial mastery, and Rhea's unstoppable force. The crowd was unglued, and the decibel meter proved Mommy's star power. Every near fall had me on edge, and the chaotic outside brawl felt like controlled anarchy. The Rhea Io stare down at the end with Io's title in focus was a perfect cliffhanger. No Oscar or Kyrie return, however. I think I called that before Raw last night. I guess I was wrong, but we didn't really need it. Yay for a main event that felt like a WrestleMania moment and elevated everyone involved. These women are the division's future, and I'm here for it. The whole women's division is going off the rails right now, and I couldn't be more happy about it. So overall, the whole show gets a yay across the board for this. This Raw was a home run with 0 duds or boos across any of the matches. 2 matches, AJ and Finn, and the women's main event that deserved top ratings. Both of these matches were amazing, and they were on free TV. Feel free to go watch them if you missed them because you don't want to not see them. They are great. The promos were fire, the stories moved forward, and the energy rivaled Backlash itself. It was probably even better than Backlash. This episode of Raw was better than the premium live event this weekend. This was pro wrestling at its peak, and you can't ask for much more. So there you go, Wrestling Warriors. You're the lifeblood of VK Punk Wrestling, and we're damn proud to have you in this fight. Let's get real for a sec. Life can hit like a pile driver onto the concrete. Work, stress, or just the world trying to keep you down, or alternative stuff that could just happen, and life can be brutal. But here's the truth. You're tougher than a cage match with no rules. Mental health struggles, they're just an opponent in the ring. You don't need to be John Cena to keep swinging. Take it one day at a time, one moment at a time, and know you've got a whole arena, including us here at VK Punk, chanting your name. Reach out and lean on your crew and keep climbing that turnbuckle. You're the champ of your story, and the comeback is always sweeter than the setback. Now let's keep this party raging, guys. Drop your Backlash reactions or Raw hot takes in the comments. Let's hear that roar. Make some noise down there. Punish that subscribe button and share this with your wrestling tribe to build the VK Punk Legion, and hunt us down on X, Facebook, and TikTok for more chaos. Me too. I'm Vin C Punk. This is VK Punk Wrestling. We run the bingo, and we're going to the moon. VK Punk Wrestling. We the ones for wrestling content. Stay fierce, and I'll catch you next time, Rebels.